Okay, hi guys, just a quick video going over the goal seek exercise that we had a go on Friday. This forms the third item in your coursework. The other two being the pivot table, the descriptives, and a graphing item. I just thought perhaps one or two may have forgotten the basics of the goal seek, so we'll just do this today. I just made up the data here. And the question is, you wish to borrow 30,000 over a 4-year period by making, that should say 48 monthly payments. You can only afford to pay a repayment of £675 a month. Using the goal seek function, calculate the highest interest rate you could afford given your proposed repayment schedule. And here we have a little grid that will help us in the task. So we put the amount borrowed there, which is £30,000. Okay. Now this should be formatted. So right-click Format Cells. If you go to Number, and then just put an accountancy formatting on it. The interest rate I'll set at 0, and again this has to be formatted as a percentage. On the Home tab percentage. Actually on the Home tab as well, look up here. Oops, you can't see, sorry. Up here you have formatting for the previous cell with sterling. Okay. The repayments are 48, as in the question. And, whoops. And the instalment amount will come here. This also has to be formatted as accountancy or sterling. To work out the instalment amount with a flat 0 rate, I will type in that cell there, equals, okay, type in equals, and then go over to here and choose the PMT option, payment. Just here on the, over here on the left. Okay, so I'm having to hold the camera in one hand and the mouse in the other. Not PPMT, but PMT up here. If you can't find PMT, just click other functions and it will be in the drop-down menu under, not surprisingly, under P. PMT there, look. And then just click OK. Okay, we get this dialog box here. Now the rate is this cell here, look. You just click on that cell, but do remember to divide by 12, so make sure it's an annual rate, okay? So the rate is your interest rate over here, which is 0% initially, divided by 12. This NPER is the cell here. So I'm just listening to the rain outside of the house. Here's teeming with rain. There's the number of instalments. That is that cell there. And the PV is the payment value, which is the amount you're borrowing. And that gets clicked there. And then click OK. And here we have a debit amount of £625. That's how much you'd have to pay £30,000 off over 4 years, assuming no interest. But you can afford £675, so you need to work out what the highest interest rate you could afford, because you want to pay a bit more, okay? Sorry, that doesn't make sense. Obviously no one's going to lend you money for 0%, so you want to work out what the interest rate will be given the amount you can afford, which is £675. All we do now is click anywhere in the spreadsheet and go to the Data tab, up here, look, the Data tab, and the What If Analysis, Goal Seek. Okay, What If Analysis on the Data tab, Goal Seek. And then we have this dialog box come up here. It asks us to set the cell, and then we're going to set the cell here where the instalment amount is formulated. Okay, we're going to set that cell to minus 675. Don't forget the minus, okay, otherwise it'll think you're crediting rather than debiting. So as the question says, £675 is the most we can afford. So we type in minus £675 there, and we use the set cell as the instalment amount. And then we're going to change, look, click in here, change the interest rate. And then we'll click OK. So now we can afford to repay £675 a month when borrowing 30 over 48 instalments, and we can afford to take out a loan with 4%, okay? Let's just do the whole thing again quickly. I'll just cancel that. I'm going to debit that. Okay, so we need to borrow 30,000 over 48 months and we can repay £675. What is the maximum interest we can afford? Now, I'll just assume you formatted all these cells correctly. We type in 30,000 there. Okay. And we type in 0% initially. And our interest is, sorry, our repayment is over 48 months. And here we type equals and go over to the drop-down menu over here, look. PMT. Right. The rate is this cell here. Look, you click in that cell and then you divide by 12. So in the window over here on the left, it should say, in my case, E5 divided by 12. The number of payments is that cell there. And the loan value is that cell there. And it tells us that a flat repayment would be £625. Okay, to work out the interest rate, we go to our data tab. And then we go to what if analysis up here. Goal seek. And we're going to set the installment. We're going to set this cell here, look, the red cell, the installment amount, and we're going to set it on the second option here. We're going to set it to minus 675. And we're going to change, by doing that, we're going to change the interest rate. Okay. So over here, we typed in 675 using the goal seek function on the left, and it's increased the interest rate to 4%. So when you hand in your answer, I want to see this table correctly laid out. It'll be different figures. But in this example, given the maximum we can afford, which is 675, we can afford an interest rate of 4%. Notice when I cancel this, everything goes back to a flat rate. Okay, I hope this video is helpful, and any more questions, just let me know in class. But this is how to do the goal seek task in the coursework for this year. Okay, thanks very much.